to begin giving us Jasmine's bio. Audrey?
Thank you very much. Jasmine Anderson is not only the operations manager for Zan Wesley Homes Community Outreach Center, but she is also the owner and creator of Glamour Architects, a budget-friendly beauty brand with a successful e-commerce store. She started selling virgin hair extensions in 2009 while she was at school at University of Texas in Chattanooga. She quickly grew her brand and business through the power of social media, utilizing her minor in communications. As a Memphis native, she grew from her hustle instincts to create her beauty empire. She now uses these many years of experience to mentor other upcoming entrepreneurs. She has worked in many marketing campaigns with an array of companies such as M&M Renovations, Zan Wesley Home Community Outreach Center, Anthony's Heating and Air, and many more. She is passionate about helping underserved and often unforgiving communities because she believes the power of self-entrepreneurship will help put dollars back into their community to strengthen their economy and move them forward. So thank you so much for joining us, and help me welcome Jasmine Anderson.
Good morning. Good morning. So first I want to thank you for that wonderful introduction, Audrey. It's always appreciated. And the same to you, Francis. I want to also thank you all for allowing me to have this opportunity to teach something that that I've learned along the way. So I don't know if there's an actual degree for social media, but there probably should be because it encompasses so much. But it's just kind of like something that you learn along the way. And so I'm self-taught, and I want to bring the information that I've learned from trial and error, money that I have literally wasted, where I've seen best practices and where I think you all could increase your brand or your business as well. And so just to give you all a little bit more background on me, so I started selling, and this is just really to kind of paint the picture of why social media presence is so important. So I started selling virgin hair extensions when my freshman year of college. And I initially started because I am always looking for a discount. So I did not want to pay full price. So I was like, how can I get a discount? So I found out I'm learning about wholesale. So if I could purchase multiple quantities of this product, then I would have the discounted rate. And so I would just grab a couple of my friends and be like, hey, y'all want some hair? Y'all want some hair? Y'all want some hair? And then eventually we'll have like 10 bundles together so we can all pay this wholesale price. So it wasn't really to sell or make money. It was more so to save money. But then I saw how lucrative it could be and all the money I was leaving on the table. And I was like, maybe I should start. But like I said, I treated it more so as a hustle than an actual business. So because of that, I noticed, so I was probably started selling virgin hair extensions in 2009. This was before it was even a thing. Most people didn't even know about it. So I was kind of like in the cutting edge of it, kind of like Francis was saying about being on that cutting edge. So before the market was dominated, had I actually focused on selling the hair and doing my due diligence and really putting forth the effort that it needed to actually grow my business, I would have been one of those pioneers that are now millionaires. So I left all that money on the table because I didn't do my due diligence. So I don't want you all to make the same mistakes, especially if you all have a new product or something cutting edge. Make sure you do your due diligence and go ahead and put forth the effort that's required in your business, and that includes social media. It can no longer be ignored. So with further ado, I'm going to go ahead and try to share my screen here with you guys. I apologize for having my hand all in the camera. And I'm kind of like the young lady from the other day. I love an in-person crowd because I like interaction. I like to do live demos because I love people to walk away with something tangible. So hopefully you at least do have your activity sheets, because those activity sheets will allow you to build an actual post that you can put on social media. So not only is it kind of like a template, so that way you can use it moving forward, but also hopefully we'll have a moment towards the end of the presentation before the Q&A where or as we're going through here and I'm giving you all tidbits, kind of see what information you can fill in on that activity sheet. So it'll be great if you have that printed out or if you have it on a separate device, so that way you can fill it in as you go or jot some ideas down. Because I may even ask a couple people what did they come up with, just so I can have a real understanding that you all get what I'm saying. So sometimes we get it in our brains, but it's kind of hard to articulate. So let's see here. All right, so, and I might be looking at both screens here because I'm a little blind. But this here session is called Grow Your Business with $0 Using the Power of Social Media, presented by me, Jasmine Anderson, the owner of Glamour Architect. And so what is social media marketing? So we're going to start with a very basic foundation. So social media marketing is the use of social media platforms to connect with your audience, to build your brand, increase sales, and drive website traffic. This involves publishing great content on your social media profiles, listening to and engaging your followers, analyzing your results, and running social media advertisements. And we're going to go through each one of those today. All right, so first I want to start with why you need to be on social media. So the numbers here, Facebook has over I'm going to round up to 2.5 billion followers. Like 2.5 billion people are on Facebook. You have over 2 billion people on YouTube. Then we heard about this new TikTok with all the dance craze that has over 800 million, and Snapchat has over 398 million. That's a lot of people, because you have to remember that social media is a worldwide platform. So it's not just the people in your backyard or in your community. This is a way to sell to the masses. So I could write a letter to everyone. I could personally knock on everyone's door, but couldn't I actually physically talk to 2.5 billion people? No. The best way to do that is through a social media platform. You can reach more homes and you can talk to more people with that. So that means that your product has a better chance or opportunity of being seen and purchased. And so let's go back here. And so also in that, you have not only do you have that many people on Facebook, because it's one thing to just sign up, but not only are people signing up to be on this platform, they're actually using it. So if you could see that chart here, you can see the progression from 2012 to 2019. And with us being sheltering in place, I can only imagine what those numbers look like for 2020. But as of right now, in 2019, people are spending over 153 minutes on social media. All right. Let me make sure I didn't skip anything. No, I didn't. All right, so that's why you need to be on social media. So now you may understand why you need to be on there, but what do you do on there? So 7 tips that I like to use and that I kind of tell people that you need to make your account pop are these. Because you have to make it captivating. That's a must, because no one wants to look at a mundane page. Like, that's not interesting. So you have the 7 tips here. You need a recognizable profile picture. So that profile picture could either be maybe your logo, which can be a little boring sometimes depending on what you're trying to sell, or it could be a very fun picture. Make sure it has lots of color, make sure there's good lighting, but it needs to be something that's going to actually captivate people. Typically, I would say use your logo if you have a more popular brand, because then people are able to know what it is. So like Coca-Cola, Pepsi, Amazon, you know what those logos look like, so you automatically gravitate towards them. But if you don't necessarily know Glamour Architect, well, there may be some confusion in what it is I sell. There may be some confusion in, am I a trusted brand? So sometimes actually having a photo of yourself shows, or even maybe just it could be of someone else, but not a stock photo. But having a picture of an actual person as your profile picture makes the account look more authentic. And with there being so much fraud and scams, that's something that's very important. So everything I kind of touch on here is really to create trust inside of your brand, because you have to now, because not only you're not able to meet these people, so you have to make them feel comfortable with putting their credit card information out there. You have to make them feel comfortable with actually knowing they're going to receive a valuable or quality product. And so each one of these tips go into creating that trust. And so then also you need an identifiable profile and a username. So, and that's kind of where I kind of messed up. I love the name Glamour Architect because it's like building your beauty from the ground up, because I didn't want to pick anything that narrowed me just to hair extensions. But at the same time, a lot of people have no idea what it is that I sell. They're like, do you do renovations, remodeling? Do you do plastic surgery? What is Glamour Architect? But I've invested so much money into creating the brand. I've stuck with it for now, but eventually it will probably change, or I will have to add something to my name. But make sure you don't make that same mistake that I have, because like I said, that's a costly mistake. You don't want to put a name out there that you personally love yourself, but no one knows what it is that you're selling. So, and I've already made the business cards, flyers, Instagram. So this is time and money that you can't get back. So make sure that when you're choosing your name, it's one that people can actually identify and know what you're selling immediately. You also want a sizzling bio. And when I say sizzling bio, if you look at the picture there, I'm assuming that's my right, so maybe that's y'all's right. But if you look there, you'll notice that they have emojis inside of their bio. That's very important because you're only allowed to have 150 characters on Instagram. Not sure what it is for Facebook and Twitter and all of that. But you're only allowed to have 150 characters, so you have to be able to explain a lot in a little bit of space. So a lot of times emojis, just like pictures, paint 1,000 words. So allow those emojis to paint to tell some of your story, as well as they're very eye capturing. So it's a good way to lure people in because people don't like to read, unfortunately. And inside of there, and like I said, inside the bio, you need to also explain what it is that you do and try to make it fun, try to make it interesting. Let's say if you are a blogger, don't just say that you're a blogger. Just say you can say something like make it personable. Like I'm a mommy and me blogger when I'm not pureeing baby food or something like that. But you have to make it interesting. You have to make it captivating. You have to be able to grab people's attention, as well as also let them know what it is exactly that you do. And then next you have set your contact information. The worst thing you want to do is put a product out there and no one knows how to reach you. So on my Instagram, you'll notice you can call me, you can text me, you can email me, you can, and as well as you can DM me. And all of those options are available at the very top of my page, so you don't have to search for them. So once you get through going through my products and fall in love, like I know you will, then you can just go ahead and immediately, and if you have a question about something, you can immediately reach out to me. I like to say that a lot of the people on social media, especially my generation, I call them the microwave generation. We like to get things done fast, quickly. We need immediate attention and immediate gratification. So if I have to go and look for your contact information, chances are, especially if I have a question right there in that moment, chances are I'm not going to even bother. So don't leave money on the table providing a great quality product, creating a great page, but no one knows how to reach you, or they have to do too much work to reach you. So Instagram makes it really nice where you can just press little buttons at the top and you're immediately in contact with that social media page person. And like I said, when we get to the live demo, I'll show you what that looks like on my page. And then you want to have link in bio. One, because it drives sales. So people can't necessarily purchase your product physically on Instagram. It just creates a brand presence for you. So people are able to, so it's kind of like a gallery. Um, but ultimately, you don't just want people to see your product. You don't want them to just say, "Ooh, that's nice." You want them to buy your product. So make sure you have a link in bio. So that means that the actual URL of your website needs to be embedded in your actual bio. So if you see here again at that picture to the side, you'll notice that after her bio, she has the website and it's a hyperlink. So all that person has to do is press it. Because again, you have to make things as easy as possible for people, especially if they're spending their money. So there's nothing more frustrating than having to chase somebody down to spend your hard-earned money. Because especially when there's a lot of other people that can provide a very similar service or product. So you have to make yourself stand out and make yourself marketable. And then also linking a bio saves you a lot of time. So especially let's say if you are running a contest, or let's say that you do multiple different things, like you do a blog, you do meal plans, and you do health workouts. Well, if you do a link in bio, it allows you to split that up and say which one of those websites you want people to go to. So it makes your life a little easier, as well as it keeps you from having to spell out your actual URL every time you want to do that inside your pictures, in your caption. So if you just put, hey, you like what you see, link in bio. Then all people have to do is scroll back to the top and press it, and then go straight directly to your page where they can now purchase your item or book your service. And then you want a beautiful and cohesive photo grid, which is another reason why I chose this one here. If you notice, the pictures, they have a great array of actual pictures and words. Because I know a lot of times, and I'll get into this a little bit more, but I know a lot of people are like, hey, I just started my brand. I don't necessarily have a lot of like pictures. I haven't, or I've been doing this for so long, but I've never thought to take pictures. Well, you can use words. You just don't want to overload it with words. But if you see a good meme, I hope I said that right. If you find a good meme, or if you find an affirmation, then please, by all means, screenshot it and post it on your page. That's a great way to provide content when you don't have a whole lot of photos, because you don't want to use stock photos. And like I said, and I'll go into that a little bit more here in the next in one of the next slides as well. But then also you see here, there's also a great color scheme. So you see, you kind of have the greenery to kind of bring in your eyes, but it's a really great color. And you see how, like, even with the words that they put, they use that same, like, I guess, an off gray and purple, and which really complements those pictures where you see the black. So that's what I mean when I say a beautiful and cohesive photo grid. So typically, people go to your page, they're going to look at the first 9 pictures, and that's kind of because that's what you see initially when you go on without even having to scroll. So make sure that those 9 pictures have some type of theme, that the colors are complementary of one another, and that you're using the same color palettes if you can, with an occasional pop of color, unless your brand is maybe something colorful. So let's say that you're an artist and you sell colors, or a music teacher, or you teach, you tutor young children. You want colorful items. So you can use an array of colors, but you just want to make sure that your page stays bright, so that way it attracts people's attention. So that's something to always keep in the back of your mind. What type of imagery do you want to have? What type of theme are you trying to portray? What type of demographic are you looking to attract? And then my last tip to make your account pop is engage with your followers. And I'm going to elaborate in this piece because I don't know if I have this later on inside my presentation. So, and if it is, I can just always skip it. But engage with your followers. That means that not only if they're DMing you, make sure you respond in a timely manner, especially on Facebook, because Facebook times you. So they tell people, hey, it typically takes this person an hour or 2 hours. You do not want your thing to say that it takes this person typically 2 days to respond. Turn on your notifications and make it a priority if making money for your business is a priority. That's not a time for you to be annoyed. And just take my words, I keep my phone on silent because I hate to hear my phone ring, but I make sure I see every business notification because I am not leaving any more money on the table at this point. And so engage with your followers. Like I said, make sure you're responding to their messages. Make sure you are, if they're commenting inside of your post, make sure that you're responding to their comments, whether it's loving the picture because there's a little heart next to it. But typically words are better. You want to create a dialogue with as many customers or clients as you can. Because one, not only does it builds trust, because, oh, I know this isn't a bot. I know this is a real person responding to me. It makes it more personable, kind of like when they say, write a handwritten letter. When you really want to kind of make someone feel, when you want to sway someone. So it's just a very personable touch. But then also, it creates brand loyalty because the more that a client feels special or important, the more they feel compelled to continue to shop with your company or to even make that initial purchase with your company. And it also lures other people in because if I feel special and this person makes me feel like I'm a celebrity and I'm that person, then I'm going to tell my friends and family because I kind of want to brag and I want them to see how I'm getting all of this special attention and how I'm like this it person in their business. But also lures in other customers as well because you're like, so I'm not sure if my brother's on there, but like he's like, hey, I love my barber because when I get there, he gives me VIP service and this and that. And so with him having that conversation with me, it's like, like if I were a guy, I would be like, I want that. So that would lure me in and make me want to go to that person as well. So that's why it's important to engage with your followers and make sure that you're actually responding to their comments. And that kind of goes into when we're going to talk about captions a little later. Make sure that your captions are ones where people can engage. That means present a topic or ask a question, which allows people to actually comment on the post. And if you have any questions while I'm going through this, just drop them in the chat because I don't see anything in this moment, but we'll definitely get to those afterwards. So curating the perfect picture. So this is something that I struggle with and still struggle with, but I'm getting better. And it's just one of those things where practice makes perfect. And then just some people are just good at it naturally. But if you notice on the side by side, they're kind of telling you here, what are the different things that you need to do? So pixels are important when it comes to curating the perfect picture. You need a high quality picture. Do not put that blurry picture on Facebook just because you like what's in it. Do not do that. That will harm your brand worse than anything. High pixels. Typically, any type of smartphone, a newer generation smartphone will take a high pixel photo, and it's going to automatically create the dimensions that you need. Or when you post it, put it inside the actual social media. When you post the picture, it'll edit or it'll I can't think of the word I'm looking for, but it'll edit and create the dimensions that it needs to be in. So there's not too much to worry about that. The only time you really need to worry about if your picture is the right size is if you're getting professional pictures done. And if so, then that's a conversation that you need to have with the photographer. So hiring a photographer that's familiar with social media is also a great thing because they'll automatically send you like, hey, these are good for Facebook, these are good for Instagram. Because your photos on Facebook can be a little bit larger versus your photos on Instagram. You have to actually fit inside certain dimensions. So they have to be a little smaller. And that's even true of your logo as well. Then we have here, relevant and lifestyle photographs work better than clip art. So clip art is fun, clip art is easy, and clip art is free. But it doesn't really compel people. Again, it doesn't create that trust factor. So you want to make sure that you have relevant lifestyle photographs. So that's meaning people that are actually doing or the action of what it is that you're trying to do. So since I sell hair extensions, I wouldn't want to just post the picture of of a cartoon wearing long hair. I would want to actually picture someone wearing the hair extensions doing something. So it could be that they're brushing their hair in the morning. It could be that they're rolling their hair up, or they're getting ready to wash their hair. But those are the type of pictures that you want to use. Also, we have photographs work better than images with text overlay or logos. So you do not want to bore your followers with just pictures of, like I said, words or just your logo. I understand you're new. But like I said, we'll get into on the next slide where you can go and find pictures if you have a new business or company and you don't have a lot of photographs yet. Because you don't want to use a lot of stock photos, but there are some that are safe. Let's see here. But you want to use a picture instead of that logo if you can. So let's see here. And then you see also close-up pictures are better than far-away pictures because it makes them more personable. A person feels more engaged and they feel more of a sentimental value when they're up close. And you can see those two side by side. I feel like I know those two kids now versus the kids that are out there playing. And then also close-up photographs work better than vague clutter images. So look at those two photos. Which one of those makes you want to buy or eat cookies? If you said the one of the close-up, homemade, baked-looking cookies, then you are correct. And so that way you can see the side-by-side of what kind of to use and what not to use. So I hope you're getting a good idea or image of what I'm trying to convey. And then the last one on there is use an image of your target audience that matches the content. So let's say that you're talking about, you're a blogger and you're talking about running. Well, the picture of the woman who's pregnant running brings you in and lures you in because it's something that you can imagine yourself. You're able to put yourself in the shoes of that person. You're able to personify with it. So maybe even if you're not pregnant in this moment, if you once were pregnant, you could see that and you're like, oh, I wish I would have worked out when I was pregnant. I wonder if these shoes make me do that. Or if you're currently pregnant, it definitely conveys you. Or if you know someone that's pregnant, you're like, let me buy them these shoes because this might help them. I remember hearing them complaining about they were gaining weight. So you want to make sure that you're using images that really can sway the audience and lure them in and make them put themselves in the shoe of the person that you're using to advertise. So get creative with your subject matter. So that means, and that's kind of what that pregnancy picture is there. You can't just use, if you're selling lotion, you can't just post a bottle of lotion. And you can't just keep posting people putting lotion on their elbows. You have to get creative. And so you may want to post a picture of water. And the idea of water is supposed to be that your skin is quenched, that we provide hydration. And those are things that you can put inside that caption. But you got to get creative. So it's like, I'm not going to always just post lotion. I may post a desert and then like with a little oasis in the middle of it or something like that to show that, dry skin and we can quench it. So get creative with that subject matter. Don't just think black and white and inside that box. And if you're not the most creative like I am, then get help. Ask a friend. My best friend is extremely creative. And so anytime I get to a block, I'm like, hey, what are you thinking? And she comes up with these great ideas that would have taken me 10 years to come up with. And so now once someone gives me the idea, then I know what to do to actually go and find it or how to go and take it. So like I said, draw help from someone else if you're not the creative type. Or go and get ideas from maybe even your competitors. See what they have on their page. And then make sure that you select authentic, real people and relevant images. So when I say that, meaning again, don't use stock photos. Try to create your own content. Try to get your own photographs. Get you a nice, high quality camera or smartphone that takes amazing pictures and capture great content because you never know where you're going to see an idea. I get ideas from all the time from all over the place. I can literally my objective was to just go to Walmart and grab me something to eat, and I pass a sign on the street let's say Hair Express or something like that. And I'm just like, oh, I could use that. Like, I love that background. So make sure that you're always getting relevant pictures that are authentic with real people. Again, when I say real people, make sure that you're including, and this is also with the diverse piece of it, make sure that you're including all shapes, sizes, skin tones, colors, backgrounds, cultures, all of those things. Because again, you're not just communicating with the small group of people that you may know personally. You're communicating with the intent to be able to um, to get the masses. So you have to make sure that you're inclusive. And so that's why when you notice now that a lot of photos or a lot of commercials, a lot of them have now where it's a mixed couple, a black and white couple, mixed children and grandchildren, or you even see it like now where they have a lot of homosexuals inside of the different advertising pieces because they're trying to be diverse. And also in doing that, not only is it being inclusive so people are able to put themselves in those shoes, but also it lures people in. If it's not something that you see every day, then it automatically brings your eyes or your attention to it. So you want to make sure you do that. And then if and I'm sure I'll probably send this out, but make sure you also jot these down. Getty Images is a great place to go and get pictures, as well as Pixels, Unsplash, and Shutterstock. They have great photographs. So when we get off today, if you have a moment, go through there and just kind of look at some of those pictures. You're able to put in your subject matter, and then they actually produce pictures for you. So that's a great place to go and grab some photos that don't look too stock. And when I say stock photos, I'm talking about those ones where it's just kind of like that's how they're trying to sell the oven mittens. You don't want those anymore. And like I said, Getty Images, Pixels, Unsplash, and Shutterstock are a great place to get those. Getty Images is amazing because it also tells you what's trending. So you have to stay on trend. And I believe that's what Judith was saying, as well as Francis was saying in some of our earlier presentations. You have to stay on trend. So they let you know what's trending all over the world. And they show you different photos of what's trending, so it can give you ideas of kind of what you can do with your business or what pictures you should be posting by what's popular. We've already kind of discussed making an emotional connection. It's extremely important. We've kind of discussed follow themes if you can. It just creates aesthetics are important on social media. So following that theme and those color patterns really are pleasing to the eye and attractive. It shows that not only you put time and energy into your page, those things matter because it lures people in, and people just like what's pretty. That's just kind of been the way it is, I think, for all times. Now it's just that all the pictures are in one place, but people like what's pretty. So make sure that you package your profile just as pretty as you do your physical product or service itself. We discussed high quality photos and videos. And so that means, and I said, filters are your friend. They are your friend. You have automatic filters on your phone. So you have like portrait mode, which kind of blurs the background a little bit and then make whatever it is that you're actually taking a photo of, it makes it high definition. So those look amazing. Then you have like different filters at the bottom. So you have like warm, vivid, different things at the and I have an iPhone, so I can't speak to what you all may personally have, but you have filters at the bottom of your phone, as well as then when you post them on actual social media, there's another group of filters. Don't just post the picture. Go through those different filters and see which one is the most compelling, which one brings your attention to the actual product or service that you're selling most. And when in doubt, send it to a couple of friends and be like, hey, what you think? And then go off of voting the majority, because you can't always go off of your eye, because what you like is not important. It's what your customer will like. So remember that. I think as business owners, we sometimes take things way too personal. I love that hairstyle. I love this picture. But if no one else loves it, no one's going to buy it. So it doesn't matter what I like and what I love. You have to do what the masses like and what the masses love. And then also, you have to find effective hashtags. You can do this by going on your competitors' pages and kind of do a comparison of what hashtags they're using to bring people in. Then you can also make up your own. I don't necessarily suggest that unless you already have a very popular brand, or depending on what it is. So for Zan Wesley Homes, I do use the hashtag ZWHJCOC. And that's because typically people are purposely looking for our organization if they go on Instagram. So it's a great way to create a photo gallery within itself, because and I'm kind of actually speaking prematurely, thinking that everyone understands what hashtags are. So hashtags is that pound sign. At the end of your captions, you can put a that pound sign, that hashtag, and write a word next to it, no space. Write a word next to it. They'll even auto-populate things based off of popularity. So they'll show you like how many people have actually used this hashtag. It's good to use popular hashtags. So go with the ones that are the highest ranking, because that means that not only are people using it, but those are the ones that people are typically going to the most. It means that they're very popular. And so what hashtags do is that it's a way to search an item. So let's say if you're new to an area, so especially when I moved here from Dallas, and I wanted to find a new nail shop, because I'm very particular about my nails. So when they are done, because that doesn't happen often, but when they are done, I'm very particular. And so I wanted to kind of see what type of services people were offering in the Dallas area since I was new. So I just went to Instagram. I went to the search bar and I put hashtag nail salon or hashtag Dallas nail salon. And you can get it specific to an area. Hashtag uptown Dallas nail salon. And then all of the companies or nail salons that use that hashtag will pop up. And so now I'm able to go through and select which ones I like based off of the photos that I see. And then, of course, they're going to have those links right up there at the top so I can press contact so I can book my appointment. So that's why hashtags are effective. I found my models for my hair commercial through hashtags. I just went hashtag Dallas models, or hashtag Dalla Insta Baddies. Because Insta Baddies is a thing for those that may not know. It means like an Instagram girl that's really cute. So, and I put Dallas so that way I could figure out, so that way they could be in the area. So I was able to locate them. And then from there, I just kind of, I'm going to say, slid in their DMs. That means that you go to their direct message box. And I just typed them, hey, I think you're gorgeous. I think you'll do amazing things for my brand. Can you please, if you're interested in doing a photo shoot, let me know. We can link up and we can get those things started. And I found something like that, like just that simple, reaching out to strangers using those hashtags. So hashtags are very popular. So let them work for you. And you can use hashtags in your stories as well. Stories are, for those that don't know, are typically those little boxes or circles that's at the top of your social media. They're normally videos. So stories are things where you don't necessarily want them on your page. They only last for 24 hours. So it's like, it's not important enough to put on your page, but it's still interesting and you want other people to know. It may be thought-provoking. It may be just a moment for you to kind of brag, or just a moment to kind of show off what you're doing. Because it's 2020, that flashy lifestyle actually brings people in, which is interesting. Because I know when I was younger with my mom and dad, they kind of always taught, hey, you don't really want to show off and be flashy because it can actually, hurt business. Because people feel as though they don't want to shop with you because you're doing too well. You no longer need their money. But now in 2020, the more money you flash, the more people that follow you, the more it's like you now are an idol. So if you have like $1,000 to flash on social media, you're instantly going to get like 50 new followers. So that flashy lifestyle actually does lure people in. But you do have to also still be careful with that, because it can lure in people that will potentially rob you. So that's my disclaimer there. So don't put everything or don't put your location when you're being flashy, or at least wait till you get home before you do it. Also, and then lastly, and so you can put hashtags in your stories. That's really where I was going with that. And stories last for 24 hours. And then you can add a location and tag people. These are two things that I know I love to do, and I definitely search people things like this. And I'm sure people probably do the same with mine. You can add a location to your pictures. So let's say if you're looking for, let's say for some places to go when you're going out of town, you may look up that location. Like if I'm going to Memphis, Tennessee, I'm going to search the locations, Memphis, Tennessee, and then everyone that tags the location, the Memphis, Tennessee, inside their photos, I'm going to see all of those photos. Let's say that you have a very popular bar, or not even a popular bar. Let's just say you have a bar, and we're just going to say that your bar is called Microwave and Stove, because that's what I'm looking at. Microwave and Stove Bar. Well, before people go, they may want to know a little bit about your bar. So it's good to tag it, because then that way people can look to see what it looks like. They can see maybe what your menu options are. They can see if you're open or closed, especially with this whole COVID thing going on. I know before I go anywhere, I make sure to see what their current hours are, and if they're open or if they're closed, and what they're doing. Are they doing dine out? Are they patio? Is there patio dining available? What are their hours? What are the servers wearing their mask properly? Do I see people in the background wearing their mask properly? So it's important to add a location, especially if you have a brick and mortar, because it allows people to go back and look. But then also, you can also be kind of devious with adding locations, because you can add any location. So let's just say that it's a location next door to you that gets all this business. Well, you can take advantage of that and put that location inside on your picture, and they're now looking at your picture, and then they'll be like, this place looks better than the other one. I think I want to go there. So you can tag any location that you want to. Or let's say that, the Grammys are going on, so you add the location of the Grammys. Even though your picture has nothing to do with the Grammys, you're nowhere near the Grammys, but because people are searching that location, they're now going to see your picture. And it could just, even at that point, it could be a picture of your logo. So now people are creating some brand recognition just by seeing you in these different feeds. And then also make sure that you tag, and then other people can add locations. So it's a great way for other people to do free promo for you. So I know that one of the things that I wanted to do with the center to make us even more popular was, if you come in the door, hey, you can get a piece of candy or something pretty inexpensive if you take a picture, if you add or tag your location. So if you go on Facebook and be like, hey, I'm at the ZWHJCOC Community Outreach Center, and tag our location, then everyone else sees that. And so now they're like, oh, okay. So create some brand recognition. Or you can even go on Instagram, snap a photo, and then add our location, which, it'll be the ZWHJCOC Community Outreach Center. Then again, it creates more brand recognition. People are able to see our name out there by people who we may or may not have ever met. It gets us out there more. And then tag people. So tagging people is different from just adding a location. You can tag people inside the physical photo itself, as well as you can tag people inside the actual caption. Tagging people creates trust, because if I know that I can, because you can click on a person that you tag. So if I click this person and it directs me to the person that's in that photo, if it directs me to their page, then I know that this is a real person. I know this is a real photo. I know this is your real hair. So especially in a business like mine, it's important that I tag the people, because a lot of the times people, especially in my industry, steal photos from other more popular companies. So when you steal those photos, I'm not getting a true idea of what type of quality your hair is. I'm getting the idea. I'm getting a visual of what someone else's hair is. So it's important that, especially if you're in a saturated if you're in a saturated market, you have to make yourself stand out. So tagging the people is one of the ways to create trust and let people know that, okay, this is their authentic product. So this is what I'll actually receive. And then also tagging people, depending on who the person is, can also bring you people, because tagging someone sends them a notification, and then they may tag it on their page as well. So now not only are your followers seeing it, but also their followers are seeing this now as well. And if it's a popular person, you want people to see that person's name. So they can be like, oh, that's Donna. Oh, I want to buy this, or I want to purchase this because this person's wearing it. And then you can also, like I said, tag people inside of the photo. So sometimes I may tag Beyonce or Rihanna or anyone else that I feel like is very famous and popular inside the physical picture itself, because that way when people search for that person, they're still going to see my picture. So even though my picture may not have Beyonce in it, but again, it caught someone's eye. You never know what a person is really looking for in the back of their head. So I may be looking for a picture of Beyonce, but prior to that conversation about looking for Beyonce, I was thinking, I need to get my hair done and I need to purchase some more bundles. Then all of a sudden you're looking for Beyonce, but now you see my bundles post and you're like, huh, let me go and see what this is about, because I did say I need to purchase this. So you want to try to take advantage of every moment that you can. And let's see here. And then, like I said, so social media posts get way more shares when there's a photo attached. On Facebook, image posts see 2.3 times more engagement as those without visuals. And on Twitter, images lead to 150% more retweets. So that's why I chose this picture of this pregnant man, because if you were strolling down, because remember, you're not the only page that they follow, so you have to stand out. So if you're just strolling through your Facebook, if you see a pregnant man, that's enough to make you stop, look, and now you may even potentially want to read the article. So you have to make sure that you put things out there that are going to capture people's attention, and if it's interesting enough, they're even going to share your post. Then also outside of that, while the average engagement for photos has increased by 46.4%, the average engagements for video posts have increased by 53%. People like videos typically more than they like pictures. So make sure that you have a good combination of both photos and videos, because like I said, and then videos create more engagement, because videos actually requires a person to stop, look, and watch. So at this point, I am completely engaged and engulfed. I have committed to watching this video. So now that makes me, and people are very, very selective with their time. So now since I have dedicated this time to watch this video, it creates a higher percentage of this person actually going to my physical page and looking more at my stuff, or even purchasing. So keep that in mind. Now, the question is, how often should I post on social media? And so, and this here picture is pretty, self-explanatory. Twitter, you should post at least 6 times. Oh, and this is per day. Twitter 6 times a day. Facebook twice a day. I forget what this GT means. It's something with Google. But 3 times a day. Clearly, I don't use that one. I think this IN is LinkedIn once a day. Pinterest 3 times a day. And then Instagram, which is my personal favorite, which how I sell most of my products, is 3 times a day. And that is hard. Like, it sounds easy to just post something, but it's hard. Like, cause especially if you're trying to do all of the different things that I mentioned. If you're trying to be creative, if you're trying to use real and relevant images, if you're trying to create emotional connections and follow a theme and make sure it's high quality, and adding your hashtags and tagging your location and tagging people inside of it, it turns into a part-time job within itself. And you're telling me I have to do that 3 times a day on top of whatever else it is that I need to do, like myself that works a full-time job on top of, for those that may be parents, or on top of trying to work out and trying to also provide customer service to my physical customers and actually trying to get the product out or create the product or make the product or give the service. So it can be very hard. So I'll say all that to say this, that they do create planning and scheduling. Oh, well, first, let me also say this. Save your hashtags in your notes. So once you have your good little bed of hashtags, go ahead and copy and paste them to your notes. So that way, every time you post, you just go back to your notes section, copy those hashtags, and then post them and then put them underneath your caption. Or you can even put them in the comments section, which is what I'm noticing a lot of people are doing, because it looks a little bit more aesthetically pleasing to create just a whole, to comment on your own photo and put the hashtags in there. So that's, like I said, that's a great way to save you some time than to have to physically type those hashtags, because I think I use like 15 hashtags. That can take some time. And then also use hashtags that are popular. So let's say that it's the something happened that went viral. So let's just say that like when Jay-Z and Solange got to fighting in the elevator, and so everyone was saying elevator fight, and so everyone is using the hashtag elevator fight, so that way they can go and see it. Well, you take advantage of that trending moment and put elevator fight inside your post as well. So even though they may not see the elevator fight, but again, you don't know that person that was thinking about purchasing hair, so you're going to make sure that you take advantage of that. And so now to go into planning and scheduling apps. These are just some popular scheduling and planning apps. Because this can be a time consuming and requires a lot of thought, I like to use Saturdays. And you may want, and you choose the day that works best for your schedule. But I like to sit down on Saturday. Well, I was, because I haven't been posting as much lately. But I used to sit down on Saturdays, and I used to dedicate 3 hours to creating my social media content for the whole week. And like I said, and I could do this, and I didn't use any of these personally. These are some of the top ones. Like I know Hootsuite people really tend to like, because it posts to multiple social media accounts, and some of these others may as well. But I like to use this one called Plan, Plann. And that's because it is free, but is not as user friendly as some of these other ones that I have listed here. They all have free trials. And then if you enjoy the free trials, then it costs anywhere in between $10 to $25 per month to use these. And so this way, you're also able to see that 9-picture photo grid. You can see what it looks like before you post it. So you're able to be like, okay, this looks good. Okay, or, ooh, I need to move this. I'm using words right next to words. I need to move this post to another day. And you're able to schedule it. So you're able to say, I want this picture to post on Monday at 2 p.m. And days and times are important, and we'll kind of get to that when we get to the social media analytics piece. But scheduling your posts to go out at the right time is very important. And who's to say, if you are a soccer mom and your child has a game at 2 p.m., but that's when when most of your followers tend to engage with your photos, what you're like, can I videotape my son, or do I need to post right now? So these scheduling apps allow you to still live your life and still be able to produce content at the same time, based off of when your customers will have the most interactions with them. And some of them even tell you, like once they connect to your page, they tell you, hey, you get your most likes, or you get your most reach and impressions at 3 p.m. on Fridays, 5 p.m. on Saturdays, and 6 p.m. on Sundays. It'll tell you, and they'll be like, do you want to schedule it for this? And all you have to do is say yes. So some of these make it easier than others to just go ahead and automatically schedule it. And like I said, you get to see that photo grid, so you get to see what's aesthetically pleasing. And it allows you time to actually come up with those captions and go ahead and put those hashtags in. And some automatically post it for you, and then some will send you a notification saying, hey, it's time to post. And those that's in the notification, it's still easy. You press the notification, it takes you to the app, and then you just press send, and then it goes directly to your page. All right, so now we're at social media analytics. And so we're going to do a live demonstration here in a moment. But the most important analytics, in my opinion, and every social media person will tell you something different, but it'll be reach, impressions, profile visits, and follows. And I'll explain what reach and impressions are during the live demo. Emails, calls, text, and website clicks. So you can actually tell how many people emailed you by looking at your photos or looking at your social media, how many people called you because they were looking at your social media, how many texts you received because of your social media, and website clicks. And that's because you have that button on there. And those different buttons, they're able to count how many times someone pressed those buttons. And even some of them can even know which pictures compelled them to call, text, or even make that website click. So, and that's important to know because it determines probably what other content you should put out. Let's say that you're putting out pictures of gerbils because you think gerbils are cute, but all of your followers are only liking the picture of the dog. Well, then it's probably a good idea to start posting more dogs instead of gerbils if you own a pet store, because that's what the people like. And your social media analytics will tell you that, so you no longer have to create an assumption. Then also you can track your likes, comments, and shares, so you can see how many times people have shared your items. You're able to see which photos are getting the most comments, as well as which photos are getting the most likes. And again, those are important because again, it shows you what content you should continue to put out. And then also it shows you your audience, and your audience gives you your demographics. So it tells you if you're catering more to most of the people that you that tend to follow you or that like your posts. Are they Black? Are they white? Are they Hispanic? It lets you know that information. Are they male or female? Are they from Memphis or from Dallas? It also lets you know their age ranges. So because the more that you're able to understand your demographic, it helps you create a better idea for marketing. So who am I campaigning to, and what type of imageries do they like to see? So if I thought that my demographic was, older white males between the ages of 50 to 60, because I'm selling Docker pants, but I'm noticing that most of the people that I'm actually getting to my page, or that are looking through my page and going to my website, are women between the ages of 40 and 50 that are Caucasian, then chances are it's different. I can create the assumption that the men aren't the ones actually shopping for their pants. The women are the ones that are shopping for their pants. So I need to cater my content more towards women and compel them to want to purchase these for their husband or for their significant other. So that's why that audience is so important, because it really shows you where to put your advertising dollars and where to put your time and your attention. So if you're throwing an event, don't go and invite all these men because you're selling men pants, because your audience are women. So you want to make sure that you throw something that's going to lure women. So I would throw a brunch, a mimosa brunch, to bring in women. And then you want to keep in that age range. So it may not even be a mimosa brunch. It may be actually, they're more of a Chardonnay drinker. So I might do like a wine bar event. So you want to make sure that you keep that in mind. And so now I'm going to hop off of my PowerPoint here, and I'm going to hop over to my Instagram page so I can show you all what these insights look like, as well as show you how to get there. So when you go on Instagram, this is what you see. So I need to go to my actual page, and my head is turned to the side. I know y'all see it this way, but I kind of see it this way. So bear with me. So you see, I pressed that little emblem down there in the right-hand corner, and that took me to my actual page. So that's why you see my logo, Glamour Architect. Then I say I serve virgin hair extensions. I give you my little, bio there, and I don't have any emojis in there because I haven't really updated this. I'll be honest with you. So my page needs a little love. And then you see my website, the link in bio there that takes you directly to my website. You have these new things here that I love. So I use them. I have reviews, sale, and highlights. So these are things that, so I told you your stories last for 24 hours. But let's say you had a really good story with some high engagement, or just some really good content, and so you want to save it, but you don't want to just put it on your page. So let's maybe say it's a lot of words or something, then this is a great way to put it. So kind of like I have reviews, I have sale, and I have highlights. And this one here, I actually probably need to change the name on, but this is about my drop shipping and wholesaling, which is really where I've been focusing my attention lately. But let's go to like the reviews here. So you're able to do my reviews. So this is the best like wavy hair I've ever had. And then it kind of goes through and you kind of see the different things that people have said that I've screenshotted. And you're able to see the different reviews. So people are like, oh, so this makes create brand trust because they're able to see that these are physical text messages or DMs I'm receiving from actual customers, which give people more confidence in the brand because they're like, oh, okay, not only is this a real and legit company, clearly this is actually a quality product, and it has, and they're able to see how long ago these were posted. So not only is it a quality product, they've been around for some time, so there's some traction inside of the community. So this is just, like I said, a great way to create brand trust. All right, and so now, but let's go to the insights here, and you'll see here, this is my contact. So like I said, you'll see those buttons at the top. And the contact, you can call me or you can email me. So I'll try to make it very easy for you to be able to reach me if you have any questions. And then, of course, you can even DM me. So that means direct message. So let's go to the insights here. And these are the 2 stories that I did last night. These are from one of the brand ambassadors that I use. And she actually tagged me in it, and I was able to repost it. And so what she's saying here, this is my glamour architect here. Ladies, most definitely recommend it. So I'm able to see that 17 people saw that. And then let's see here, we're gonna have to go through some old stuff. Like I said, I haven't posted it now. So I went to see all. And let's see here. And this here, up there at the top left-hand corner, you see all. You see 1 year, and then you see reach. I don't know if any of you all are using your physical phone with you right now to look at this. But you can look at the reach, and so I'm able to see the numbers on there. So like this one here has 581, 559, 544. If I want to know which ones, how many comments. Oh, here. Maybe I should choose another one because this one's moving slow. Okay, comments. So this one got 32 comments. The first one got 32 comments. The next one got 22 comments. The next one got 15 comments. You kind of get my gist. So just to kind of go down the list here, you're able to see how many calls you got from the photos. You're able to see, like I said, you're able to specifically, I don't think I've gotten a lot of calls, to be honest with you, but you're able to kind of see. This post got 1 call from it. This one got 1 from it. That one got 1 from it. But you're able to see that information. You're able to see the text, website clicks, profile visits, impressions. You're able even to get directions. So you're able to kind of track what photo did what for you. So like I said, when we were looking at reach, I would go to whatever that the highest number was. I know that that's one that my followers like. So I need to continue to put out content like that. Like I said, this here is just a breakdown. If you want something just a little bit more general, we'll go over to activity. And then activity will tell you that so they're here June the 11th to June 17th. 33 accounts reached were reached from those dates. And reach means that how many people saw it that had a unique account, meaning in an actual page. versus impressions. That impressions number is always higher because impressions is just how many pages did it go out to. So let's just say a lot of people could have, it went to a lot of different pages, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they saw it or they paid attention to it. Versus reach, someone probably spent at least 3 seconds looking at your actual post, and it's an individual page, so it's not a collective group of people. And then here you're able to see what days are popular. So I'm able to see here, like on Wednesday, I got interaction and so forth. So you're able to see that information there. And then audience, which is one of my favorites, you're able to see your growth, which is really important. So you're able to see your overall growth. You're able to even see how many people unfollowed you and how many people followed you. So it looks like I've had 1 unfollow, and this is based off of the dates that you have up there. You can always change those dates as well. So that way, if you want to see another time frame. So like I said, a lot of this information that I have is kind of dated because I haven't posted in probably like almost a month or 2, y'all, because like I said, my attention has been working with my wholesale and my drop shipping. All right, and then I'm able to see my top locations. So I'm able to see that Memphis is where I get most of my sales from. That's because that's my native hometown. And then you see Dallas, and then moving forward. And then I'm able to see that my largest age group is between the ages of 25 and 34. So that's who I need to make most of my marketing campaign to. And that gender, I cater to typically 80% women versus 20% men. And then this here down here at the bottom, where it says followers, it's really good because it shows you when people engage with your post the most. So on Wednesdays, I get my most interaction at 9 p.m. So that means that I want to post at 9 p.m. on Wednesdays. On Thursday, again, 9 p.m., as well as 12 p.m. So I've noticed that people typically like to look at my stuff during their lunch break, as soon as they get off work, which is around that 5 or 6 hour, and before they go to sleep at night. All right, and then here you can even look at days. In days, which days are more popular. Because when you click them, you'll see how many followers you have online on what days. Because just because the number of followers you have doesn't mean that those are the number of people that are going to see them. So having a lot of followers is good and important, but if you're still putting your content out at the wrong time, or if people are just following you but not actually physically looking at your page, then those numbers mean nothing. So you want to make sure that you're not only getting followers or compelling people to follow you, but also that you're engaging with those followers so they feel compelled to come and visit your page, or that you're putting interesting content out that, again, makes people want to come to your page. Or you want to make sure that you're also putting it out at the times that your followers are actually online. So that way you can try to take advantage of as many people that are online that can actually see your post, versus just putting it out there and hoping that the 1,000 people that follow you see it. All right, so that's kind of it for insights. So I'm going to take you back here to the PowerPoint. Again, if you have any questions, please put those in the chat and we'll try to answer those when we get through here. And like I said, I hate that we're not in person because that's one of those times I like people to physically take out their phone, go to their Instagram page and look at the invites for themselves so that way they can see and track what they're doing, or so that way they can know where to go once they start actually doing their social media campaign. And it'll show you also, like if you are doing a social media campaign, so let's say you pay to boost the post, it'll show you how that post is doing. And it'll tell you individual information. All that information that we looked at, it'll tell you that specifically to that actual post that you boosted. So now let's see here. We're advertising on social media. And so we're at the end here. So this should probably leave us maybe like 15 minutes for questions if there are any. But these are some different things that you can do that are free and paid. And before I get into this, I also want to mention that when I say you can start your business for $0, I mean just that you can do what they call drop shipping. Drop shipping means you do not physically touch the product yourself. it means that you have a contract with a warehouse, typically a foreign warehouse, that actually handles all of your products. And it doesn't even have to be a foreign warehouse. It could be, I've seen someone do drop shipping with Kmart. So they sell products on Amazon, and as soon as someone purchased the product, they would go to Kmart, and they would purchase it from Kmart and then get it shipped directly to that individual. So drop shipping, again, you don't have to actually own the physical inventory yourself. You just need to have an idea of, you do need to test it because you need to know that it's quality, but you have a relationship with the actual vendor and they send the product directly to your customer. So again, you don't have any overhead costs outside of running the physical website or running any marketing campaigns and things like that. And if you don't have money necessarily to do a marketing campaign in the beginning, you can use a lot of these different free tactics that we're going to go through with your drop shipping. So that way you can start to create some revenue and then put it back into the business to help grow it in. So hashtags, we discussed that. Tags, that's where you tag the people in the photos. It could be celebrities, as well as it could be popular people, and it could be the people that physically are wearing the product or using the service. Location, we discussed that. Family and friends can share your post, so encourage your family and friends. I don't know how many times I have texted my family and text my friends saying, please share this post, please share this post, because they may not necessarily be able to benefit from the product or the service that you're delivering, or they may just not want it, just to be completely honest. And I don't take offense to that. But it takes nothing for you to share my post, because just because you don't want it does not mean that your friends and family, other friends or families or followers of yours don't want it. So that's great free promo. So always ask them to share your post, and don't expect them to just see it on your Facebook and share it. Ask. Send it to them in a text, send it to them in their messages, ask them to share it, especially around Black Friday, those special holidays. I know my family hates me. I send in like, please share this. And some of them do. And I actually get customers from it. So it's very beneficial. Contest, that's a great way, especially if you're a new company or if you're doing a relaunch. Sell your products at cost. Don't even try to create any type of profit off of it. Or you can be as creative as you want. But this is what I did to initially, one, get followers. As well as it was a way to get people to try my new product because no one knew anything about it. So there, like I said, there wasn't that trust factor there. I didn't have any content really. So if you're able to sell your products dirt cheap to lure people in, then do it. One, it creates some great brand loyalty. It shows people they're less reluctant to try your product because it's cost effective, as well as people just love a good contest. I've done free wig contests if you follow me and share this post with 5 friends. As well as I've done, hey, can you give me a caption for this photo? Whoever has the best caption wins, or something like that. Excuse me. So you can get as creative as you like. And it doesn't necessarily always have to, like I said, be monetary. It doesn't also always have to be a service. I've done like a prom package where it's like, hey, whatever girl can sell the most hair at their high school, they're going to win this prom package. And the prom package is pretty much like a photographer, a makeup artist, and a free custom wig unit from my company. This is great promo for my company because, again, it's giving that VIP service, so that person's going to brag to their friends and family about it. But then also, I technically will not own rights to these photos, so I can use these photos on my page as well. And so it's kind of like I'm getting a free photo shoot out of it, but I'm also doing it as a contest. So you're selling the most hair, so I'm getting a lot of sales from it as well. So you have to kind of sit down and be creative with these concepts. And then you have promotions and discounts. That's a good way to track where your sales are coming from if you don't have Google Analytics, which is a whole nother beast within itself that I don't have time to discuss today. But Google Analytics is like the insights page on Instagram or your Facebook page on steroids. It's super good. But it's a great way to track promotions and discounts. So you can create a discount code on your website, and then put it on certain posts, then people are going to use their promotion code when they go to your website. So you're able to see, okay, I got these people. So if it's like Facebook 15%, Instagram 15%, I'm able to see which promotion code people use when they purchase my product. So I'm able to see, oh, most of these customers came from Instagram because I can see which promotion they use. Oh, most of these customers came from Facebook. Then I also use that with my influencers. So I can know which influencers, and I'll explain influencers on the other side here. But that way I'm also able to know which influencers are most popular, which ones are bringing in the most clientele and which ones aren't. And then partnerships and DM messages. So partnerships are important because it's a great free way to create a relationship with another company. So around Black Friday, I was like, what can I do to not spend money, but also get my company in front of more eyes? So I reached out to some other companies, like a company that sold like hair mousse, a company that sold rollers, a boutique, and a couple of others that had a similar following base as mine. So that's important. You don't want to go and link up with someone that sells something completely different from you, because those followers aren't your followers. So you want to make sure you partner with someone strategically, as well as they're probably not going to they're going to have just as many followers as you. So don't expect you to have 1,000 followers and then try this tactic with someone that has 10,000. It never hurts to try, but chances are they're going to say no. But partner with them, like, hey, I'll offer a promo code to your clients if you offer a promo code to my clients, and then we can share, we can create a post together, and then we can both share it on our pages. So now my product is in front of a whole new set of eyes with a company with a similar following base of mine, but not a competing company. So I don't have to worry about losing any of my clients if they do decide to go and shop with this vendor, and vice versa. So like I said, that's a great free way. And then DM messages. Personally DM your followers sometimes, because like I said, they don't always see your posts. So personally DM them and send them different ads or different posts saying, hey, did you know I'm running a 50% off sale? If you're interested, come follow my page. Or hey, use this website, use this promo code inside your website. Again, you may want to create one just for that alone, because it's a great way for you to see, because it's very time consuming. So it shows you, is this worth me even doing in the future? And then on the paid side, you have influencers. Influencers are the best. I get most of my customers or clients from influencers. Find people that are already popular, that already have large following bases. So I'm talking people that have like 100,000, 300,000, 500,000, a million followers already. Find those people. Try to put your product or offer your services to them. That is going to be the most beneficial thing to your company. And sometimes it does come at a cost. You have to not only give them the free product or the service, you have to physically pay these influencers to do the marketing on their page, but it's worth it. I get most of my new sales from influencers. They post, so they wear my hair and they post pictures and they tag me in it, like, oh, I love this hair, Glamour Architect, that. And then it draws people, and because the trust that the people have in that influencer, they put that same trust into your company. So now people then press that tag, and they go directly to my page, and now they want to shop with me, because people tend to like to imitate those that they like. So if they like that hair, so like I literally get, hey, what does she have in her head? I want that exact look. And so I have to go back and find it. And then you can boost your post, and that's very simple. If you have a business page on Facebook, it'll ask you, do you want to boost this post? Just say yes or no. If it's one of the posts that you know is going to do well based off of the demographic, like you've already ran your analytics report and you know that it's similar content to what has been popular in the past, those are the ones that you want to boost. And that means that people are going to see your post more often, not only your followers, but people that aren't your followers. Then you can also do ads. I don't physically know how to create ads. I've hired a marketing company to do this, but ads are better than boosting a post. Ads are so kind of like, when people when you be like, the internet show be listening, because it'll like, you'll be on your Facebook page and all of a sudden you'll see something that you discussed earlier or mentioned to one of your friends earlier, and you see this ad. So those what those ads are. So I hired a marketing company to do those for me, but they work really, really good. So let's say if you're talking about, oh, I wish I could find a person that sold hair extensions in Memphis, then all of a sudden, I don't know how this works, but in the land of ads, my ad automatically starts to pop up on their page, in their stories, on their physical page itself. And because they said that they want this product and now the product is right in front of them, they're just going to press it and go directly to my website and buy it. Ads are very effective, but they can be very costly. The marketing agency I was working with is like $500 a month, but I'm telling you, it's worth the money. And then you also have to pay for the budget for the ads as well. And then you have paid promo posts. And this here is just, let's say if there's a page on Instagram or Facebook, like a business page or something, that has a lot of that demographic that you're looking for, a lot of the time they will charge for a post. So the shade room is very popular in that age range, especially amongst women in that age range. Well, the shade room charges, I think about, $5,000, I think. I've never paid for it. But they charge, I think, $5,000 for one post. But when I say, if I had $5,000 to waste, I would do it. It's worth it. You get in front of so many eyes inside that demographic of people that are ready to buy. So go to those popular pages where people receive information from and ask them how much does it cost to post on their page. And you give them the ad that you want them to run. So I typically do it on pages that charge only $5 to $20, and that is per post, or that you can do it for a whole week and you may pay like $100 or $150, something like that. But again, that's a great way to get new followers, as well as it's a great way to get new clients, and to create some brand recognition, because typically it takes a person, I think, about 7 times to see something before they feel compelled to necessarily to either buy or to even trust that company. So you want to get your brand in front of people as many times as you can, because eventually if they don't buy the first time, they eventually will, or they'll recommend you to someone who is looking to purchase that product. So that's the end there. I think I am almost at my time. I got like 4 minutes left, so I'm sorry for going so long. But Audrey, are there any questions for
Yes,
me?
ma'am. I am ready. Can you hear me, Jazz?
Yes, I hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yes.
Okay.
We have a couple of questions.
Okay.
First question would be, is Groupon considered a social media platform?
Groupon is not considered a social media platform, but I think it's great, especially if you're in a service industry. It's a great way to get your name out there. So like with the Anthony Heat and Air, that was one of the things that I worked with them on creating, because like I said, a service like that, especially coming up in the summertime, to provide a coupon or a service like that on Groupon really gets you in front of a new group of clients. The only thing with Groupon, that typically those are people that are basic promotions, so they're not always the most loyal, but it still creates revenue, so you're still making money. So you just don't want to make sure you go too low, because you need to understand that you're not probably going to get that customer ever back again, but they may recommend you to someone else.
Okay, thank you for that. The next question is going to Instagram. Is the reach and activity function standard, or is it an upgrade?
No, it's a standard feature on Instagram.
Next question is there a cost to start up business pages on social media?
No.
That was the last question I had. Anyone have any other questions for Ms. Jasmine?
Well, you all showed Miss Jasmine some love. Thank you so much, Jasmine. You did a great job. We appreciate the information that you shared with the group today. Again, the whole social media platform is a part of this innovation economy. You have to be connected to the innovation economy through social media. She gave great analytics. She showed you timing as well as demographic information. You will need this type of information. Jazz, you're going to share your slides with the group.
Yes, I will share those slides, and I definitely suggest using an activity sheet. I didn't get a chance to get to it, but if you go through that activity sheet, it'll give you a blueprint of what you need to do in creating all of your future posts.
All right. Okay, so guys, we just thank you. We appreciate you. We will see you again at what?
1
1
o'clock.
o'clock.
1
1
o'clock.
o'clock. We have podcasting. You don't want to miss it. By 2025, we will be at the no combustion engines, and podcasting will be the #1 way you will hear talk radio. So as we transition to this new economy, social media, podcasting, that's all a part of the innovation economy. Thank you, and we will see you again at 1 o'clock. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you.